Christians, my friends, foolish born-again Christians who are believers and not thinkers.
Yeah, Zoe once again. You know, when you're young, you believe everything, but when you grow, you need to question them. These are some questions, very relevant. Don't be offended. Better music. Alright, tie. Many so time me who we are seeing me no. And I used to be maybe Sunday be an wengo. Fise free tete. A Christopher Jesus is coming soon 20 years ago. And so still I won't do. Common sense in judgment in answer that why you garden of feeding. Onya coupon said the other wembo. Yeah. To be on the map on summer went to. Oh yeah, was a bon summer me abonia me kojebo. When you blasphemy, but me who say it make sense. On the ball me or mama journey for self-defense. When I go bob on some many paya bonia, I then I won't couldn't inferior to avoid more offense. But when kumu sam no koneba. Before then, we be who being keka. Or not this room for when te mene aquanantena. Na jana jatia so na jebe shamana jaconia. Hey, who be the enemy? Samoka sebon samoa a Sunday so funny. O Christonia uni do, munyame sumponi. Na mobon paye tututu, na bruni make more money. And pabon save your economy, so shut up. Use the common sense. Yeah, you might boa woman nenya with daily bread. Na two we japa dia who fence. O kwa sorry you, one ko, body na church. Utu yesika de months of war, na yire na wekesh. Unyankopon we need bank account. Nyame so pane so bebe kakra ko hwenyanka. Utu ya wo tight, tu ya wo dues, e wo dollar pounds. And so make us say you be pound sorry akodim pampa. With all due respect, ya Maria say me sunya me o. Unyankopon boy say ye me so me ye ho. Enti we ye lawyer nia, we ye doctor nia, we ye teacher nia, di no kure eno ano no. CSF Abraham be Moshe. Na yeton kante man ka Ghana antiti say religion ti kamia ye senyansa nya adwuma biemu. Yato yen kocha na twe na kofa broni die no. Wuhia bibeni a ye frɛ wo sen, o se frɛ me Frederick. And so be hu broni bia ye frɛ no Kofi Konto. Ya yera your identity. So who gonna be called the brethren? Broni say ne kete that's why bibeni mbobo. Adwene ne ho abode ne bre. Obi ne ho awotwe bibie sika da ho a wonpe. Wa bro ni kapra ye de to ahwe de. Enti Africa, yanto ye ne meye be ye mobo. Ye frɛ me zo we nwom ne ye me bomo kokko.
Mr. On the beat. Eye opener on this one. These are the words of a wise man. Nobody carries a heavy burden than he who has evil intentions. Once there's a creation, there must be a creator. God, whose supernatural powers and miracles can only be found in the book, but not in real life, is equal to a God who never existed. Nasajina Nejuma, body Abraham ben Moshe, leader of Common Sense family. No size. Wagwan people like.
We need the brain. We need common sense. We need wisdom. We need insight. We need understanding to run a nation. We don't need prayers.
Koteti anchen.
Kompai wakasi.
David koteti anchen.
Sufre urade.
Was okwadofo.
Okwadofo.
Koteti anchen.
Wa buantati anchen.
National kwan.
Na di uweni. Hwentati ana kwan. Asamando a 16 gates and wa asamando. First gate no. Angel be go gate na efen ayakim. Second gate, angel be ho, ya fan nafta. Third gate, angel be ho, ya fan the Kelly. Ojidi. Ni create theory. Also him too. Wa utu abamu.
Na won buabi o.
Utu mi say me question.
Na omanum say so asan.
Wanum nsam so asan.
Na say won kasa bi o.
Na say utu mi say me question.
Na wujina ho.
Na wujina ho.
Na won buabi o.
Na bi say question ti.
Mentwe ana.
Mentwe ana. Me nuanum Ghana fo me chiachia mu nyina. Me dende Abraham bin Moshe. Adodo na frɛ me the Bible Zero Mercy. Meda ekua ya frɛ no Common Sense family. Common Sense family ekuo bi a aba ye bie nuanu Ghana fo ani. Said ya be ya ye be yusu adwene a Nyankopɔn de maaye. Ye wo terms bi a ye ka sɛ adwene na nya adwuma body ne bre. Ya yehye program bi ya to din sɛ Time with the Common Sense family. Ewo Amin TV any TV2. Jibre na hwe program yi. A program ye be discuss religious issues. Ye be hwɛ Bible a ye jitu mu fritete say eye Nyankopɔn asɛm no. Bible no eye Nyankopɔn asɛm ampa na. Quran no efiri Nyankopɔn. Nyankopɔn bi wɔ hɔ a wɔ bɔ so ne asase. A wɔ do nipa adaache. Ɔde nipa ebegu bunsam gem ana.
Eye opener on this one. These are the words of a wise man. Nobody carries a heavy burden than he who has evil intentions. Once there's a creation, there must be a creator. God, whose supernatural powers and miracles can only be found in the book, but not in real life, is equal to a God who never existed. Nasajina Nejuma, body Abraham ben Moshe, leader of Common Sense family. No size. Wagwan people like.
Christians, my friends, foolish born again Christians who are believers and not thinkers. You lie to them, they believe it. You deceive them. You know, the Christians, born again Christians, are the easiest people to deceive. Yeah, Pastor Gandhi says they like to be deceived. As a matter of fact, when I started ministry as a young man, I was talking to an older, I won't call him man of God, but an older practitioner. You know, the way, people who are ahead always want to advise young people. So this older guy, he had supposedly been in ministry for a long time. And he called me, he says, young man, I like you, I like the way you teach. But he says, one thing about people, they like to be deceived. And he says, you have to deceive them. Oh yeah, he told me that. He said, you have to deceive them, because if you don't deceive them, they will go to somebody else to deceive them. So deceive them yourself.
I think if there is a God, I don't know if it's the one in the Bible, because that's a weird story. He's our Father, and we're his children. That's it. Our Father who art in heaven. Where's our mother? What happened to our mom? What did he do to our mom? Something happened. Somewhere in heaven there's a porch with a dead lady under it, and I want this story.
Proverbs, Mamini, we know. Proverbs 18:13. Dia obua asam ansana wayemu hwehwemu no we jimifo. What you say? Dia obu asam, dia wote asam. Dia wote asam. Na wo obua ansana wayemu hwehwemu no. Bible so ye jimifo. Proverbs 18:13. Proverbs.
Good morning, Africa. Good morning. Good morning, Ghana. Good afternoon, world. Good evening. This is your brother, Lifestone GH. I missed you guys a lot. As usual, our brother, Mark Zunguberg, decided to block me for 3 days. That is why I've been a little absent. I want to greet everyone this morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Please, when you come, you do share this video for me. This is a very short video that I'm coming to do. First of all, I would like to wish a very happy birthday to our one and only sister, Ifua and Shroma. Yeah. Ifua and Shroma, it's your birthday today, and I'm wishing you well. I'm wishing you increase in power and knowledge from the Mother Earth herself. May your days on earth be remembered, and may you be counted among the great people that existed on this world. This morning, as I'm here, my name is Lifestone GH, and as I'm on this page, as usual, I'm coming to do English language. There are a lot of issues happening, okay? There are a lot of things happening over the week. I'm not going to talk about those things. Now, I want to look at the impact of religion. The impact of religion on our lives, okay? The impact of being religious, how it affects our life, and what positive change that these things bring to us. This is what I want to address this morning. Please, when you come, you do share this video for me. Let's get as more people as we can get. I know because of the blockings, the page is limited anyway. So this morning, I was thinking about something. I think last time I did a post about this, and I was talking like, look, thank you very much. Oba Pecha, thank you for your wonderful message. This is what she's saying. with all due respect, if you don't agree with him, don't insult. You can leave the show and go and look at Adum TV or UTV, any other shows, but don't forget to share. Thank you very much, Oba Pecha, for your wonderful speech. As usual on my page, when you come here and you insult, regardless of who you are, I will block you because I don't condone insult. Nothing can be learned through insult, okay? Even though sometimes we've kind of framed certain sentences that sound insult, but it's actually an advice. So please, when you come here, you do not come here to insult. If you come here to insult, I'll block you. Now, can religion really transform us? Please, when you come, you share the video. Last time I did this post, okay, and I was looking at something. You know, the first Arab conquest in Northern Africa that happened after the death of Prophet Muhammad around 647. And we look at the first time the Europeans ever set foot onto Mother Africa. Let's even take Ghana. The Europeans first came to Ghana around the 1400s, okay? Now, the reason why I'm bringing out this topic is this. If these people claim they already saw God, they were already with the divine, they already had this divine knowledge before entering into Africa. And we look at their character and the things that they come to do. You know, most times when you start talking like this, there are a lot of black sheep who are going to come on this video and they are going to talk like, oh, the people that came to send Africa into the colonial rule, the people who started the slave trade, they are not the same as the missionaries. And when immediately people start speaking this way, I see how ignorant they are. There are a lot of people that are coming to tell you, oh, the Arabs who came to enslave the Africans, the Arabs who started slavery, they were not Muslims. There's difference between Islam and Arabia. My problem is this. The God of Israel never came to Ghana. The God of Israel did not come to Ghana. The Allah of Arabia did not come to Ghana. They started their work from the countries that they chose. So the God of Israel chose the Israel land, that is the Yahweh or Jehovah, chose the Israel land, and the God of Arabia, Allah, also chose the Arabian land. This is where they started their work. So whatever they presented to us by their religion was already with them before they came. Meaning the European man already had the Bible in hand. Meaning the Arabian guy already had the Quran in hand before coming to Africa. Now, this is it. Let's look at the wickedness of these people and the things that they came to do to our ancestors. Whilst they had the books that preached love, while they had the books that preached peace in their hand, they held the book right in their hand before coming. Then the book transformed them. This is the biggest question of all time. If before the European man came to Africa to start his slave trade, to start his killing of the black people, he already had the Bible in hand. Then my question this morning is, can the Bible transform any person to be good? Or does these books rather make you a better hypocrite? Because, you see, it looks to Africans like civilization started when the European or the Arabians conquered Africa. No, let me take it up. Like Africa never existed. You see, it's like Africa never existed until the coming of the European or until the coming of the white man into the soil. It is only the white man who came to discover Africa before Africa was part of existence. And till today, we still run that code. Nothing exists unless the white man discovers it. Then he's like, oh, okay, I've discovered you. You are now part of the living. You are existing. So until the white man discovered Africa, Africa never existed. Now, we have been brainwashed to the extent where we don't know where we started from, or we don't even know where we came from. We can definitely not know how the world started, but we have been brainwashed to the extent where when the African man is reading his history, the history starts from colonization. When a black man is reading their history, the history starts from colonization. It looks as if before the coming of the white man to the African land, the African man knew nothing of himself, or the African man had nothing, or the African man knew nothing about civilization. What is civilization? This is the question our people don't ask. That is why we confuse ourselves with a lot of things. It looks like it was a white man who came here and brought us Allah or God. It looks like the black man did not know anything God until the white man arrived on this soil. Last time I said this in my video, that we knew God. Our mode of worship of the divine was what was changed by religion. In the extent where I'm telling you, we used to pray through trees, rivers, mountains, stones, and stuff to the divine. That is the African way of practicing the belief of the divine. Now, the Arab man came and gave you a book and told you, no, what you are doing is bad. Why are you praying through a tree to the divine? Once upon a time, a God, Allah came to Arabia and chose a prophet in Arabia, and the name of this prophet is Prophet Muhammad. And therefore, if you want to worship this Allah, you have to follow the teachings of Prophet Muhammad alone. This is what will guide you to really worship this God. It was never like the black man didn't know God. No, it was our way of knowing, or our way of communicating to this divine, that was changed for us. So once upon a time, an European man came and told you another story, that there was a guy and his name was Jesus, and he was born in Bethlehem on the land of Israel, and God chose Israel as his people. So in order for you to be able to worship God, then you have to follow Jesus. So they came and changed our ways of communicating with the divine. And that was exactly when we began to lose ourselves. We began to lose ourselves because the black man now stopped praying to the stone that was directly in front of him. But the black man would direct his face to some faraway land in Mecca and pray towards a different stone. This morning I said, reason with me. It's just a simple topic. There's no even topic at all. Just reason with me. That was the time the black man began to lose themselves. Because now, the black man didn't want to pray to the stone that was directly in front of his house, or on the street that he passes, or in the farm that he goes. Right now, the black man was directed to pray facing a stone that is in a faraway land, Arabia. Now, the black man began to lose himself when the black man forgot that he had a tree in his home. He had a tree on the street. He had a tree on his farm that he was worshiping. Now, the tree was cut down, and the cross was engraved from that same tree and was given to the black man. Now, instead of worshiping the natural tree, the black man hangs the carved cross in their room and they worship the cross. Reason with me. Just look at these two scenarios. We had our own way of worship. The black man didn't see God as this one man sitting up somewhere in the sky who you call every time to come. The black man understood the divinity of God in nature. We see God in a man, we see God in a woman, we see God in rivers, we see God in the sea, we see God in plants, and we even see God in animals. So the black man saw God in nature. We saw God in nature. Until the coming of the white man, and the white man came on your soil, and the white man now came to tell you, look, why are you worshiping this natural tree that is giving you shelter, that is giving you medicine, and that is giving you good health, that is giving you the air to breathe? Why are you worshiping the tree? Don't worship the tree. Let's cut the tree, engrave a statue, engrave a cross out of the tree so that we can now pray to the engraved statue or engraved cross. So the Arabian man came and tell you, why are you bowing down to this big rock in your village? Why are you kneeling down in front of this big rock in your village? No, that is not good. Travel with me. Let's go to a land called Mecca. There is another rock there. That one is Cupid. That one is a cube that God has put in the land of Arabia. Let's go and surround that rock rather and pray to God. Please, am I making sense to somebody? I'm putting religion in a nutshell and I'm explaining it to you the simplest way that I think you can understand. So when the Arab man came to your home and he came to meet you worshiping this stone, this big rock that was designed in a way that was above your thinking, it was above your knowledge, and you saw God in this rock. So you decided using the rock as a point of contact between you and the divine. And the Arabian man told you, no, my brother, my sister, this is wrong. There is another rock on a different land called Mecca. That rock was chosen by the God himself. So leave your rock alone. Leave your rock. Don't bow down to the rocks that you have in your home. Don't bow down to the rocks that you have in your villages. Don't bow down to the rocks that you have in your farms. But follow me. Let's go to the land of Arabia. There is a rock somewhere there. Let us go and bow down to this rock. And the black man craved for power. The black man craved for power. The black man did not think through this. So the black man left his way of life. So he sat down for the tree that he was worshiping, the tree to be cut down, and a statue engraved from that same tree. Now the black man, instead of worshiping a living tree, started worshiping a tree that was cut down. Now the black man started worshiping the cross that was hanging in his room, and Jesus had been engraved out of the dead tree. The black man started communicating with the dead thing instead of the living things. The black man had this rivers that was so powerful that they saw God. They saw the divinity of God. They saw the divine in the rivers. So they decided, in order for us to communicate to this divine spirit, we can use this natural river to communicate to the divine spirit. The white man came and told you, no, that is wrong. But let's fetch a portion of this water, let's put it in a basin and take it to the church room so that we can baptize you in it. After this video, if you don't think clearly, after I'm done with this, maybe you will not get it. There are a lot of people who would have preferred I did this in a local language, but I have my reasons for doing this way. Look, you knew God, and you had the natural means of communicating to God. The black man already knew God because the black man had life before the invasion of the white man. The black man was living. The black man knew about civilization. The black man knew about education. And when you ask people, what good has the church done for Africa, they'll tell you the church brought education. You don't even understand education. The black man was civilized and the black man had education. The black man had the best form of education before the coming of the white man into our soil. Now, the education we have that the church brought to us is we being able to speak someone's language into perfection, then we are applauded for. He can speak English, he can speak Arabic, he can speak French. This was the education. And this is what is also affecting Africa till today. Because the education was not to make you productive, but the education was to make you a laborer who can communicate well with the master. The education that the so-called church brought to you was not meant to make you productive. The education was meant to train you to be able to communicate with your slave master. The education was meant to make you understand the language of your colonial masters. That was the purpose of the education that they brought. Until today, we have seen the effects of this education. So when a black man sits somewhere and tells you the good benefit of the church that we had was that the church brought education, then I tell you, you don't know what education is. The black man existed. The black man was educated. The black man was more civilized before the coming of the white man into our soil. We communicated directly with nature. The black man had a direct communication with nature because the God that you want to know, the God that you think is a man sitting on a throne somewhere, it can be found in everything this God created. So you cannot say the God is a him, the God is a her or a she, the God is a thing. Is an it. The God is that the God. No. The black man saw the divinity of God in nature. We saw God in everything. I see God in a woman being able to reproduce and bring forth another living person. We saw God in the man having the strength to build cities, having the strength to innovate, having the strength to invent. We saw God in this. The black man saw God in the river that gave them water to drink, the river that fed their plants for it, their crops to grow. The black man saw God in the earth that is able to germinate, to reproduce whatever you've eaten. The black man saw God in the clouds. We saw God in the sky. For the sky to be able to give us sunlight. For the sky to be able to give us rain. To re-water the things that are there to grow. The black man had a direct communication with the divine. The Arab man came and tell you, no. That is wrong. There is a stone in Mecca that was chosen by Allah 1,400 years ago. Forget the stone that you have in your home and start facing the stone in Mecca. The European man came and the European man told you, no, don't stop worshiping the tree that is giving you medicine, the tree that is giving you shelter, the tree that out of that tree you even have somewhere a certain place, the tree that is giving you food. The white man came and told you, stop worshiping the tree. Let us cut down the tree and let us engrave a cross shape from the tree. Rather put the cross on your neck, hang this cross in your room and worship the cross. Now, they came and tell you your ancestors were worshiping dead gods. They came to tell you your ancestors were worshiping dead gods. No, your ancestors were worshiping the living. Your ancestors had direct communication with the living because they were not worshiping dead trees and they were not worshiping dried up rivers. They were worshiping things that had life in it. They worshiped the sun because the sun, if this sun should die, every humanity will go extinct. They saw God in the divinity of Ra. They saw God in the sun. So they rather worship the sun because it is the sun that shines in the morning on them, on their crops, for life to be reproduced. Now the white man who told you you worship a dead God now came back, told you to cut down the tree and engrave a cross out of the dead tree, hang it in your room and call it the cross of Christ. Every morning when you wake up, face this cross and pray. The white man came and told you the earth, the power that you have seen in the earth that you are worshiping, that power is not good. Now, this same white man took clay from the soil and he molded a statue, Saint Mary. The statue of Mary, the statue of St. Peter's, the statue of St. John's. The white man now gathered the clay that you saw precious and engraved a statue out of it and hung it in a church room, and you began kneeling in front of this statue. We are speaking wisdom. We are speaking knowledge. Our minds are open. There are most of us, we don't even know where we get this kind of topics from. But it's just like you wake up in the morning and you see all these things surrounding you. And you see all these things rolling up in your mind and you don't know how to get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it is telling people who want to hear it. So my fellow black men, you were people, you were civilized, you were educated before the coming of the white man. Your history does not start from slavery. The white man did not bring you any form of education. You already knew about bulletproof before the invention of the military force. Reason with me. You knew the power to God. Every black man knows nature is directly equal to the God that we serve. That is why no black man jokes with the gods in their village. They don't fear the Bible and they don't fear the Quran because they have tried and tested these things, and they themselves, deep down their heart, they know these books are fake and powerless. But the black man knows the river in his village because the river has got life flowing through it. You dare not try the river. You dare not try the river in your village. Babe, I'm live. This is it. So, the black man lost their way. And they started looking for God, the God that they believed in. They started looking for this God in places where they cannot find this God. They started looking for the God in things that didn't exist. So the black man started traveling to Arabia. The black man started going on a pilgrimage just to worship a stone, to go around a stone that they claim has been made divine by a God. A black man would rather charter flight from Africa to somewhere Israel, Jerusalem, and go and pray around a wall that is broken, a broken wall. A black man would rather go to Jerusalem and pray towards this broken wall. So the black man began to lose themselves. The black man began to lose their identity. The black man parted ways from nature. We parted ways from nature. Now, the connection we had with nature was gone. That was the downfall of our people. That was the downfall of the black man. Now, we started believing a God in the sky. A God sitting on a throne in the sky. A God who is a man. A God who does mistakes. A God who regrets. A God who is limited. A God who can just kill people for no reason. The black man started believing in all this. Then the black man forgets himself. The black man forgets his own way of justice. Before the coming of the white man to the African continent, we had nothing like prisons. The black man knew the direct ways of justice, and the black man was afraid of what we call sin. The black man was afraid of sin. The black man was good more than good. When you look at the letter King Leopold wrote to the Congo, you realize, yes, when they came here, we were more than good. We were good more than the word good itself. We became corrupted and we started losing our ways. We parted from nature. Nature separated us. All the rivers, all the trees, the rocks that we had in this African continent, they parted ways with our ancestors. And they sat down and they watched our ancestors going through turmoil. Why? Because we rejected them. Why? Because we rather bow down to a stone on a foreign land than bow down to the stone on our own soil. Why? Because we rather worship a cross that was engraved from the tree that was cut down than worshiping the tree itself. Because of this, we had no value for nature anymore. We started destroying our rivers. We started cutting down on our trees. Because we did not see the use of them anymore. Why? Because the Kaaba in Arabia is much more useful than the rock in your village. Because the water, the River Jordan in Jerusalem, is more precious than the river in your village. So you spoil the river in your village because there is a water that is more holier, which is in Jerusalem. The river Jordan is on someone's land. That one is more precious than what you have in your village. So you started destroying what you have. So the black man started doing all these things. And we lost our ways. And the spirituality that we had parted ways from us because we were no longer attuned with nature. Now we have separated ourselves from nature and we started serving dead things instead of the living things. That is it. So we became confused. And we became very weak because when we parted ways with our spirituality, when we parted ways with our way of living, we became weak. Not only weak in strength, but weak in the brain. We became weak in the brain. We saw the bad in everything we had, from our name, our skin color, the food we eat, the medicine we drink. We saw everything bad with it because why? There was someone who has brought you something that you think is better. So you stop boiling the plants and drinking. Rather, you were waiting for someone to extract the ingredients in the plant and engrave something out of it for you to take. So we lost our ways and we lost ourselves. It's a grand rising. In this 21st century, nature is calling back its people. And it is only a few of us that have been chosen in this process. So you might find it difficult to understand what we are saying. Sometimes I even say things that I cannot understand myself, but I realize it is there. It can be found somewhere in me, so I need to bring it out. A Nigerian man forgets how powerful the Iroko tree was. So the Nigerian man cut down the Iroko tree, engraved the statue of Mary out of the tree, engraved the Jesus cross out of the tree, and the Nigerian man started worshiping the cross and the statue of Mary. And the Nigerian man forgot the life that the Iroko tree has given them in the past. This is Africa. And this is our downfall. So today, a black man would rather fight and defend another country's history than his own. Yes, you see a Muslim doing everything they can to fight and defend a guy named Prophet Muhammad, who was an Arabian guy. A black man would do everything, fight, kill himself to defend this person. This same black man does not know the history of his own ancestors. The black man does not know who laid down their lives to make sure today they are alive. So they rather fight for Jesus. They rather fight for the land of Arabia. When they sing tunes to give themselves joy, they sing tunes in the word with the country Israel. Yes. Because that is it. Now, a black man cannot pray to the divine nature. A black man cannot pray to this divine God from the language that he can speak, but rather the black man needs to go and learn a different language in order to communicate with the divine. Why? Because Allah would only accept Arabic. Please, am I speaking wisdom? Let me know. Maybe there are a lot of things that I'm saying wrongly. So let me know. Now, the black man cannot pray to God in his own language. So the black man has to go and learn someone else's language. In order to be able to communicate with God, the black man now has to go and learn Arabic. Because if you don't learn Arabic and you enter the mosque, you cannot pray or read the Quran with your own language. You have to read it with another person's language. Meaning, Allah only accepts that language. This is where our problem started. So we realized our ways. Even the language that we speak became filthy. Why? Because Arabic is the language of God. And that is the language that is taking you to heaven. So the black man has got no value for their own language, but they have value for a different language. The black man was not a Muslim, and the black man was not a Christian. The black man was nature. The black man had direct access to the divinity of this world. The black man had the direct spirituality that communicated with the nature itself. The black man never worshipped dead things. The black man had direct communication with the living things on earth. Now you started worshiping things that you cannot prove. So once upon a time, God went to Arabia, chose Prophet Muhammad as his messenger, and Prophet Muhammad led a conquest that even ended the lives of your own people in the name of bringing a religion, in the name of bringing them the message of God. Prophet Muhammad led a conquest that even put people's life to death. I don't care which religion you are part of. For me, the Christianity was not our way, and Islam was definitely not our way. It was all things that was brought to us by foreign invaders. And they were able to brainwash us to the extent where we forgot ourselves and started following distance. So reason with me. Can religion actually make you good? This was what I started with. If before the white man came to Africa to enslave your ancestors, that caused the lives of 48 million of your people, he already had the Bible in hand. If the Bible was not able to transform him from putting other people's life at risk, from killing other people, from being a racist, then how sure are you the Bible can transform your own life? The first Arabian conquest to northern Africa happened around the year 647, when 2,000 troops marched all the way from Arabia to northern Africa and were joined by another 2,000 forces to conquer. When they were coming, they already had the Quran in their armpits. They already had the word of God with them. But what did they come to do? They came to kill your people. They came to castrate your men, and they came to enslave your women. They slept with 10-year, 9-year, 8-year-old girls. They raped them. But they already had the Quran. So ask me, if the Quran was not able to transform them before bringing it to you, how sure are you the Quran can transform you? Whilst the white man had a Bible in his armpit, in which was written, love your neighbor as yourself, the white man was on top of a slave dungeon where slave was suffering, and he was reading love your neighbor as yourself at the upper side. How well did the Bible transform the life of the white man before he brought it to you? Shouldn't the Bible have been a clear example before the coming of the white man into the land? If these so-called missionaries existed before the slave era, existed before the slave trade, how well did they preach their messages to their people before bringing it to you? So you were there, and the religion was used to enslave you, and you don't even see it, that you are still a slave to a foreign man's religion. You are still a slave to religion and you don't even know. Yes. I said you had life. You knew about education. You were civilized before the coming of the white man. You knew what God was about. Today, black man, you don't know God. All you know is the Bible and the Quran. You do not know God because you do not fear. You are not afraid to sin. You are not afraid to wrong your brother. Today, you do not know God. The people that knew God, they are dead and they are gone. Because in their time, you could not just sin against your brother. You could not treat your brother anyway. That is why even when the white man came, they accepted them with a warm hand because they were so civilized that they wanted strangers. They received foreigners into their land. You don't know what civilization is all about. You don't know what you don't know what it takes for someone to be civilized. Today, I saw our ancestors were more civilized than most of us today. Our ancestors were more civilized. Go to the land of Arabia. Let's look at how civilization is working there. What do they understand by civilization? All they know is Islam. There is no civilization in the land of Arabia. The civilization that they have is one among themselves and not extended to foreigners. When there is war around those areas, do they even receive themselves? Right now, let war broke up in Yemen and see who will go and save them. These people came to tell you they knew about civilization. Today, the Arab man who is maltreating blacks on their soil, still raping our sisters and killing our men who are going through this Mediterranean and the desert. This person is telling you they brought civilization to your land and you accept them. You said, yes, I was indeed in a bush. And these were the people that brought me civilization. Your ancestors were civilized. They were civilized enough to have accepted strangers in their midst. They were civilized enough to accept these strangers, lived with them, show them their ways. Today, the black man thinks if it was not because of the coming of the white man, the black man is nothing. Why? Because you do not exist until the white man discovers you. Until the white man discovers anything, the thing doesn't exist. Yes. So the white man came to Africa and saw these black people they claim were living on trees and said, oh yes, now we have discovered you and you exist. So please, let's get ourselves connected with nature. Let's go back to our roots. Stop having value for the statue and the cross hanging in your room and have value for the one tree that is left in your house. Stop having value for the cross that have been engraved out of the dead tree and have value for the tree that is remaining, the tree that is alive. That is what you are supposed to have your values for. This is the problem of the black man. If you're Nigerian and you are watching me, please, the Iroko tree have served your people years and countless times. Before the coming of the Roman Catholic Church, before the coming of Islam into your land, you had a tree that was so precious in giving you food, medicine, and even water. Today, you do not see the importance of the Iroko tree, but you see the importance in the cross that was engraved from the Iroko tree that was cut down. Are you thinking? Are you normal? Are you normal? Today, you don't see the usefulness of the rivers that are surrounding your villages. You don't see the usefulness of the rivers that are around your towns. But you know there is a river somewhere in a land called Jerusalem, which is named River Jordan, because that one has been written in a book. Today, you go to your village and you don't see the beauty in nature of the stones and rocks that are on your mountains. You do not see the beauty. You do not see the need to appreciate this thing, but you rather appreciate a stone that was built in Mecca by a human being. You go to Mecca, that stone was built by a human being. Then you go killing yourself in order to kiss a black stone that has been stolen before, that has been scattered before. When we come here, we speak sense. It is time for the black man to realize you have your ways. Your ways are not the ways of other people. It is time for the black man to get acquainted, get connected back with nature. This is the only place that you can find your true spirituality. Because the God that you want to serve is not a man sitting somewhere in the sky or on a throne. The God is nature, and nature is everything that is natural. Everything that is natural. The God is in you. The God is in your wife. The God is in your sister. The God is in your children. The God is in the tree. The God is in the goat. The God is in the sheep. The God is in the lion. The God is in the river. The God is in the air that you breathe. The God is in the rain that falls every day. The God is in the earth. The God is not a man sitting somewhere in the sky. Black man, this is time for you to reason. That is why I said reason with me. Religion cannot change you, but religion will make you a very good hypocrite. Because you put on this sheep's clothing, okay? You put on this sheep's clothing down the clothing, you know you are doing things that are very bad. But outwardly, you are the most holiest person that we see every day. Religion would only make you a bad person. Right, Joe? I see you. Religion will only make you a very bad person, a better hypocrite of society. And religion can be nowhere compared to spirituality. I said the African spirituality is the best, was the best, and will be the best, and will forever be the best. Go and tell your leaders, your corrupt government, go and tell them to go to their villages and swear with their village deities, if they will. No, before you elect a president, tell the president to go to the village and swear with a local deity that he will govern well and he will not be corrupt, and see if they will. Go and tell your policemen, your military force, to go to their villages and swear with the deities and swear with the things that they have there that they will not be corrupt. And see if they will. They will not. Do you know why? Because they know these are the true powers. They are afraid. That is why you went to sit in church and the pastor goes deep down these powers and brings something small to come and give to you. The black man is powerful. The black man, it was the only species that was accepted by the sun. The black man was the only species that was accepted by the sun. We were in one connection. We were in unison with nature. We were in unison with the sun. We were in unison with our plant. We were in unison with our river. We were connected to the earth itself. Until we started losing our ways. And someone came and told you, forget the river that you are worshiping. That a guy came to Israel to die. His name is Jesus Christ. We have all not seen him before, but let us worship him. Let us pray through him. An Arab man who came to your land to castrate your ancestors and rape your sisters came and gave you a book and said, this is the Quran. Once upon a time, Allah came to a land called Saudi Arabia. And he has put in a stone over there. So in order for you to pray, pray facing that stone before Allah accepts it. You don't know you are just helping other people's religion to boom. That is what they knew on their land. And they needed, it's just like network marketing. They needed more people to accept it. So they came and they gave it to you and you left your own down. You left your power down and you now embrace the powerless Jehovah. You now embrace the powerless Allah. You are suffering and you don't even know why you are suffering. You are suffering. The black man does not even know why he's suffering. Because when you lose your spirituality, when you lose your way of life, you become a useless something in life. You become so disconnected with nature that you are just walking like a dead rag. My people, it is time. The grand rising is here. Let us wake up. We've slept for 400 solid years. It is time for the black man to wake up and take back what belongs to us. We had everything here. Civilization started from here. Education started from here. Education is not going to sit in a classroom to learn someone's language. You go and sit in a classroom and you learn someone's language. Because you can speak English, you are educated. Because you can speak Arabic, you are educated. Because you can speak French, you are educated. No, that is not education. That is changing yourself for someone else's. That is putting yourself away, exchanging what you are for someone else's. So because you speak English, your name became inferior. Now you change your name and you took up someone's name. Because you can understand Arabic, you change your name. Now you took someone else's name and you lose yourself. You lose your identity. And you don't even know where you came from. How would you know where you are going? I'm speaking a lot. And I hope I made sense to people. I know these things, it is time. And some of us, we didn't have the choice in it, okay? It came, and we have accepted it, and we are doing it, and we are not stopping. The black man needs to connect back to being black. The black man needs to understand the value of being a black man. The black man needs to understand the importance of existing in this continent called Africa. You need to understand. The question, the biggest question you should ask yourself is, why here? Why black? Why this skin? Why here? This is where we have nature's everything available in the land of Africa. You don't even know that without the existence of this continent, Africa, the world would not be even a place worthy of living. That everything that has made up of humanity, that have made this world simpler to live, was because this continent existed called Africa. Don't lose your ways. Don't sit down for people to come and take what you have, kill it, and represent it to you. I said you've never worshipped dead things. Anyone who will tell you your ancestors worship dead gods, then you ask him, is the tree dead? The rivers that we have, the sea, is it dead? They have life in it. The sun produces sunlight, gives life. You don't worship dead things. You used to worship living things until you decided to do away with worshiping the living things, and now dead things were presented to you to worship. Now you value the stone in Mecca. You value the Jesus cross. You value the Wailing Wall more than what you have on yourself. Thank you very much. My name is Lifestone GH, and we are here to speak wisdom to our people. We are here to let our people know that time has come for you to go back to your roots. If you want to be spiritual, I'm telling you, spirituality is in unison with nature. Spirituality is in connection with nature. Spirituality is not in the land of Arabia, and spirituality is not in the land of Israel. There is no God sitting somewhere on a throne doing anything for you. The divinity of God that you want to see is around you every day. It is in the air that you breathe. It is in the water that you drink. It is in the tree that you see on the road every day. Yes. So today I am telling you, I would rather worship the statue of my dead mother than go and bow down in front of Mary. I said today, I would rather worship the statue of my dead mother than going to the Roman Catholic Church and kneeling down in front of the statue of Mary. Because the only difference between the statue of Mary and the picture of my mother is that my mom is black and the statue of Mary is white. I'd rather pick up the statue, make a statue of my great-grandfather and worship him, rather than going to bow down to the statue of St. Peter's. Yes. Most of all, I'd rather engrave a statue of my own self and worship it than going to kneel down in front of the statue of St. John. I would rather engrave a statue of my own self and worship it. I'd rather see value to the tree that is in my house, that is in my backyard, than value from the cross that was engraved from the tree that was cut down. Third eye, I see you. This is wisdom. Blacks are afraid of who they are because they have been brainwashed to thinking black is bad, white is good. Yeah, black is bad, white is good. Please come back into accepting who you are. You are powerful. You were civilized. You were educated. Your history does not start from slavery. The black man existed millions of years before the coming of Adam and Eve. The black man existed before the story of Adam and Eve. Please, don't limit yourself. Connect with nature and you will understand life. Have value for living things and stop giving value to dead things. You don't know Muhammad. You don't know Jesus. The stone in that Kaaba was man-made. It was built by man. The stone in it has got no divinity. It has been breaking down. It has been stolen. The Wailing Wall in Jerusalem was man-made. It was built by a man. The statue of Virgin Mary, the statue of St. Paul, the statue of St. Peter's were all made by man. Forget those man-made things and come and connect yourself with nature. Connect yourself with the divinity of nature. Then you will understand God. If you claim you don't worship a dead God, you worship a living God, then I'm telling you the God is the living because the God is you. The God is your mother. The God is a woman on the corner. The God is the tree that is giving you that cold shelter. The God is the tree that is giving you the oxygen to breathe. The God is everything in nature. Give value to nature and stop giving value to things that you cannot see. You will not keep nature neat. You cannot keep your environment clean. Because you think there is a God somewhere in the sky who has built a heaven where he's going to reward you with 72 virgins, or where you are going to walk on gold, so you have no value for nature itself. That is the downfall of the black man. Reason with me. I've spoken a lot. Thank you for joining my program this morning. I want to end here. Let me give a little shout out. Bape Chan, I see you. Adam Sterling, yeah. Sister Focus. My sister Focus, I see you. AB Oroto, I see you. Kofi Treme, yeah. Kweku Abel, I see you also. Brother Chip Chap, I see you. And Jabril Abdallah, I see you too. Ofaya CSF, yeah. Heaven and hell on earth, I see you. Yeah, I see everybody. Wisdom, wisdom something, wisdom a boom. I see you. Oluwatui Segun Henry, I see you. That is a name. My Nigeria brother. Brad Jonah, I see you. And Amagedon Gambo, I see you. Bafojo and Third Eye, I see you also. Thank you all this morning for joining me. If you came late, you can watch from the beginning. I made a lot of sense. I said religion has got no impact. Religion cannot change you, the black man. In order to get a transformation of life, you need to connect yourself back with nature. Because the God that you are looking for, the God can be found in nature. And the God is not a man sitting somewhere in the sky or on a throne. So reconnect yourself with nature in order to understand life and to understand God. The black man history was there millions of years before the existing of the first Bible story, Adam and Eve. Don't sit down for someone to tell you in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Who was there? You sat down for someone to come and tell you in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Who was there? It goes funnier to the extent where you go and read a Bible quotation and the quotation is telling you what God was thinking. God thought, and someone saw it and wrote it down. God was thinking about something. Someone saw what God was thinking and wrote it down in a book. Are you serious? Jesus went with his disciples and he went somewhere to pray in secret. After praying in secret, someone still heard what he said in secret and recorded it in a book. My people, please use your brains. Choose your brains. Thank you very much. I want to end my video here. You can follow all our pages. African Youth Empowerment. Back to my roots. You can follow something Seto Kabna SSK. Follow Otimo Finisher. Truth is won by Otimo Finisher. Follow the New Generation TV. Follow Shady's Media. All on Facebook. Our brother Nana Sapon. Our big brother. And the father himself, Openye Jekum. Bosomba. You can follow him. You can also follow my brother Ijele Speaks and the Woke Nation. Follow and learn. In this age, in this 21st century, we are in the age of knowledge and information, and ignorance is a choice. Don't be fooled. Don't be deceived. Don't be like those born again Christians because they are easily deceived. When your own pastor is telling you when you are born again, you are easily deceived, then you should understand that there is no need being born again. We grow and we gather experiences. We do not go to some stage and be born again and start life over again. You have to grow. My name is Lifestone GH. If you have anything, any question you want to ask me, that's my number. +233-200-407272. You can always contact me there. Or this is my page, African Youth Empowerment. My Facebook account is Lifestone GH. You can search for me. We do a lot of discussions. We teach our people. We want our youth to get out of mental slavery and defend their continent and make it good. And stop dying, killing themselves for other nations. Stop being slaves of other nations and come back and build your continent. Follow the power man himself, Chronicles of Abraham Ben Moshe on Facebook. I give a big shout out to Yehuda Ben Yazi, Yehuda Quintana. You are doing a marvelous job as Amin TV. A big shout out to P Black, our #1 Bible reader. I salute you all this morning. And I'd also like to extend my greetings to the manager of Common Sense Family, Mr. Tefua. Greetings to you this morning. DJ Fuad, I heard you are not well. Please, I'm wishing you a speedy recovery. Hurry up. We have a lot of work to do. Don't be sick. May our ancestors continue to give us the knowledge, the wisdom that would bring to you every blessed day. Even if you don't accept this message, your children will come and accept it. That is why I'm not even focused on you. This message will be here and it will remain here forever. There is no end coming anywhere. If you don't accept it, your children will come and accept it. So forget yourself. My focus is not even you. Thank you very much, anyone that joined this program. So we'll meet next time. I salute you.
My friend.
Eye opener on this one. These are the words of a wise man. Nobody carries a heavy burden than he who has evil intentions. Once there's a creation, there must be a creator. God, whose supernatural powers and miracles can only be found in the book, but not in real life, is equal to a God who never existed. Nasajina Nejuma, body Abraham Ben Moshe, leader of Common Sense family. No size, Wagwan P Black.
I think if there is a God, I don't know if it's the one in the Bible, because that's a weird story. He's our Father, and we're his children. That's it. Our Father who art in heaven. Where's our mother? What happened to our mom? What did he do to our mom? Something happened. Somewhere in heaven there's a porch with a dead lady under it, and I want this story.